one and all, back to the Amazon EU Masters 2021 Summer Split. We are coming into our potentially final game of the day. And I just want to say to our producers, Irish will always take a joke a little too far. Never try and mess with us. They told us to swap rooms, and we did. And they were like, wait, no, it was a joke. And they weren't prepared for us to fully commit. But, Dagda, coming into our potentially sixth and final game today, it is going to be a Go Rogue versus the Misfits Premier. Sadly for a Go Rogue, they are knocked out, but they can force a tiebreaker.
Yeah, they have to pick up where Anorthus left off, where you're actually going to be seeing if you can try and maybe pip across Misfits Premier at the post. But yeah, I especially think for Ego Rogue, it's kind of heartbreaking to see these guys gone, because they had some really nice plays throughout the early days, but unfortunately just not quite able to get themselves across the line.
And yeah, honestly, I think the big thing right now is that Misfits Premier, they've got a job to do. They've just got to win, get themselves on. And as we talked to Hiva earlier today, the biggest thing for them is the biggest enemy is themselves. They just got to keep themselves on the chain and make sure they don't just lose it out of nothing.
Yeah, and I think a huge amount of this is going to come down to that support matchup, right? I mean, I've already kind of talked at length about how Jactroll, like, honestly, I think if we're looking at Group A, Misfits Premier have the best trio for kind of controlling the map, and it's going to be on Pyrka to try and step up and to answer that. He's been trying quite a bit, but unfortunately can take a step too far every so often. This is the game where I really want to see him step up and control Misfits Premier.
Yeah, and honestly, I think for Misfits Premier, we saw a weakness in them was that topside. Agresivoo not really doing a lot on this. Jay's very much getting put to the sword against Gangplank, and definitely something that the side of a Go Rogue might look to try and, you know, as I say, look to capitalize on.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised when, like, after watching the Misfits Premier games, I went and looked at Agresivoo's champion pool, and I was like, number one was Jace. It's like, this is the champion that wants resources from the team, wants help, and I was like, Agresivoo gets nothing. He gets absolutely no help whatsoever. It's like, you are on your island, buddy. Deal with it. That is it. Like, and I think, unfortunately, Agresivoo, because he doesn't get any of those resources, can suffer. And I don't blame him for it. It's just more of a case of, hey, a lot of teams are putting a huge amount of pressure topside because they know how strong the rest of the map is for Misfits Premier, and they're aware that he doesn't get a lot of that help.
Yeah, it's just a bit of sadly an open hole in the boat of Misfits Premier. But for Go Rogue, like we said, they are unfortunately eliminated. But like, if they do win today, if they are able to take the win over Misfits Premier, they will force Misfits Premier and UCAM into a tiebreaker situation. You can see there with the standings coming up, 4-2 for both UCAM and Misfits Premier means they will have an equal head-to-head, and we will have one last game. Plus, I think for a Go Rogue, you got to be playing for pride.
Yeah, I mean, playing for pride. Also, just getting that last little dig in, you know, that last little bit to be like, no, we mattered in the grand scheme of things. We mattered in making the tournament as it turned out. And I think as well, like, there's so much for these guys to prove, right? Because when you look back at Ego Rogue, right, like, they were the first seed last in spring, then they were coming in, now they're the second seed. I think they honestly had like some of the best mid jungle control that we'd seen in spring of all of the Amazon EU Masters, but unfortunately they haven't quite been able to make that work alongside the support this time, which is kind of the new meta for the early stages. So I think for them, if they can try and get a decent matchup in this bottom lane, maybe that can help out in solidifying this nice early game.
Yeah, Go Rogue as an organization in general were famous almost throughout the LEC as having this absolute factory of talent coming in and out of it. We'll see if they're able to end on a bang and make Misfits Premier's night just a little bit longer as we now jump into picks and bans. LeBlanc, the Ziggs, these are the meta composite, you know, types of mids and bots we are generally seeing in these first rotations of bans.
Yeah, and it's something that Ego Rogue have pretty much banned consistently. This LeBlanc, Chres, much more comfortable on these more control mage oriented champions. Obviously, Sencooks from back in the day in LEC. We all know him for these more control mage type of champions. So we're going to see that once again here, I'd imagine, for Ego Rogue. Things like the Viego, the Lee Sin still up and available though. I think Shlatan as well definitely deserves that Lee Sin ban if you're not willing to first pick it. He is insane on that champion. He loves trying to set up his team for success, and the Lee Sin just fits that style perfectly.
Well, we're going to see the Xin Zhao this time around, so it does look like a Go Rogue setting themselves up for that first pick, Lee Sin. We'll see if Misfits Premier do let it slip through or if they want to go for it. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind to see them let the Lee Sin go, but also let the Viego go as well. So giving themselves a little bit of options there for the power.
So there's 3 picks: Rise, there's the Lee Sin, and that Viego. Those are the three I'm keeping my eyes on. I think Sertuss is absolutely insane in this rise. I love the way he controls the pace of the game. She loves to shove in and will instantly roam level 4, level 5. Make sure he's having an impact before he even has access to that realm warp. So I certainly think for AGO Rogue, you have to keep your eyes on that. But with the Lee Sin taken away, it feels like you're going to fall back to things like a Thresh, a Rise pickup here are going to work wonders for Misfits Premier.
Yeah, honestly, I think with Woolite and Jactroll, you can pick the Thresh Rise again, or Thresh Aphelios again, get that bot lane solidified, make sure you are happy and safe, and that is, as we've seen throughout today, it's just a very good combo.
I will say I prefer the Rise, just because if the Aphelios gets taken on the opposite side, you can go towards a Jinx. I think Thresh Jinx just destroys the Aphelios lane, especially if you're thinking, hey, look, I got to pair it with like a Braum or something along these lines. It just doesn't have that same impact. But what do I know? They're actually going to take the Jinx the opposite side. I'm correct. Screw you. They go for the Jinx. And now he's going to end up in a situation where he's still got the Rise. But I do prefer the Jinx matchup here. I think you end up being able to use that range, ton of prio in the early stages, scale just as well, and you're not committing to having this big engage comp right now. If you're Sinmivak, let's see if we can go towards a Kennen. If you're looking towards Chres, things like the Zoe that he's been such a fan of now stand out. Syndra could do wonders here as well, because you're going to be able to stop Misfits Premier from being able to engage on you. And looks like Misfits Premier read this, they take that Twisted Fate, they're like, no matter how far away you try to play, we will engage.
Absolutely, and again, this is a good global pressure you are seeing coming into the meta as of late, something that can just affect those side lanes, and with picking it on pick 3 on the red side means you can ban out things like the Rise, like the Syndra, hell, even the Zoe if you're really feeling it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's actually the Kennen ban from AGO Rogue. Traditionally, I would have expected the composition that AGO Rogue have to like a Kennen, right? Because a lot of what Misfits Premier are trying to do is like close that gap, enable this Aphelios, and Kennen works wonders in those types of scenarios. So we'll have to see what Sinmivak decides to go with in the top end. He's kind of played more the Renekton, maybe a Gnar, but certainly I would have expected the Kennen to be a lock-in for themselves.
We'll see what they want to go for there. The Jarvan and the Kennen going to be the locks away. The Azir being taken away there from Chres. So we now see what the side of Misfits Premier want to go for. I imagine they'll go for a jungle. Viego going very, very low down in the priority as of right now. And you keep that counter pick for Agresivoo in the top side.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you go towards the Viego here, it's actually kind of tough for Shlatan to follow up, right? Like, you kind of want something that's a little bit more beefy. I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see something like a Trundle, honestly, come through, just things to slow down the Jinx, enable that. Or there's that big engage tool, like add in more aggression rather than having that like single target damage. Look for that more burst oriented challenge.
And we mentioned it earlier as well. Agresivoo, one of his most played top laners, is in fact that Jace. So you have got yourself that AD composition. You're not losing out in that regard. And just the straight up level 6 burst from a Diana, Jace, and hell, even throw up a Twisted Fate as well for good measure. That is going to be very, very powerful to that top side.
Yeah, and I love what AGO Rogue are going for here, right? You already have, as you said, the Galio for the early game, but when you get to those late game fights as well, look at the zone control here. Cannon barrages, having that Galio, the Glacial Fissure. There is so much protection for this Jinx. It's going to be nigh on impossible for Misfits Premier to get in there, apart from that Twisted Fate. So I think for Misfits Premier, I like that going towards the Gnar. Yes, we've seen this matchup how many times in Amazon D's
countless.
But what it does give is another engage tool. Great follow-up trying to come through. Now, I think I would have preferred something with a little bit more like definitive engage, because you're a little bit more dependent with Gnar because of the Rage Bar, but certainly something that very fits the meta that we're seeing of Amazon Z Masters.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's the big way we can see this one now. AGO Rogue got themselves a lot of AoE teamfight tools, a lot of things, like you mentioned, to keep that Jinx safe. But not only that, just good, really good, like engaging tools as well. You've got the Lee Sin kick available to you. Of course, have the Braum, should they be able to get those concussive blows down. There are ways for them to get onto the map, and for Misfits Premier, they're looking for pick. They're looking for odd-numbered skirmishes to get themselves a little bit of advantage and snowball from there.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of it here for like Misfits Premier. I certainly want to see them getting the ball rolling early. This composition is built solely around the Jinx coming through from AGO Rogue. If you're not getting to that late game point with the Jinx and with that Gangplank, you're just not really having an impact. So you certainly need to be trying to play the map off of the early stages, and I think we'll see a lot of attention from AGO Rogue to try and shut that down, right? Use this Lee Sin as that bridge to later push the game. Make these plays with the Galio towards that bottom half of the map.
We will wait and see. Of course, our top 2 teams are in fact locked. It will be Misfits Premier and UCAM Esports Club going through from Group A, but a Go Rogue playing for Pride, playing to be a little bit of a nuisance as well. They are jumping now onto the ref, and already a Go Rogue looking to stack up in this bot side.
Trying to see if they can maybe catch someone out. Aphelios is here, but Woolite will manage to spot them out. So I like this from the early get-go, right? I think for Lurox, you've got options. You can go play around this bottom side if you want. They'll have full push. Same when you look towards top side. So when you've got these kind of angles of attack as the Lee Sin, I wouldn't be surprised to see him path up towards top side, look for this reset. And then when you hit that level 6 from Chres, try and move down towards this bottom half of the map and make plays alongside FLICKR and Pyrka.
See what they want to do, as they saw the Aphelios backed away, threw up a Misfits flare and said, right, we know what you're trying to do. It wasn't going to work in the end, and now we'll wait to see exactly where they want to go with this one here. We do see the Unsealed Spellbook here for Sertuss on the Twist of Fate, pretty damn standard, but I like to see them being a little bit more aggressive with that summoner, or rather the multiple of summoners, and seeing if they can make it, you know, use it in different setups and different scenarios.
You do have to play incredibly safe as the Twisted Fate in this lane, though. Like, what's going to happen is, like, with this 2v2 in the mid, Chres goes in, tries to burn this early summoner spell. You can then have Lurox repeat gank, and it's nigh impossible to escape away from this Twisted Fate. He'll have a flash. Maybe he swaps over to a cleanse off that second rotation, if that's the play that we see from Rogue, but you really do need to be careful in these early stages.
Oh, speaking of early stages, Jactroll does get the flash out. They're going to have one more auto attack, maybe just enough to take him down. The Concussive Blows lands onto Woolite. Now Woolite in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of AoE. Woolite has to back himself away. A Go Rogue got themselves the advantage in bot.
I'm sorry, I couldn't remember what we said in drafts, Penguin. Was it that this is a good matchup?
I believe what we said was they would pick the Aphelios Thresh, and I am not incorrect on that.
And this is why I didn't want to see it. This is why I wanted to see them go towards something else. You're getting this great bullying coming through. Pyrka doing a wonderful job in the Braum to help to enable that as well. And I kind of think back to Eve as well. Like, our biggest problem for Misfits is kind of ourselves. Well, we're starting to see that now. Woolite, Jactroll out of the equation. You've got a full push, quick reset coming through from FLICKR now as well.
Oh, we're going to see the flash forward into the mid lane. As we're going to see now the taunt going down. They're going to get the Concussive Blows. There's the flash forward.
Oh,
right
Shlatan!
On top of the stunning away, but Shlatan now not going to get caught under there. Pyrka could not keep tanking that turret, but still first blood to a Go Rogue.
And this is exactly what I want to see from a Go Rogue. The fact that you're actually getting Pyrka moving out, joining in this 3v1 in the mid lane to make sure you're setting Sertuss behind is beautiful. And it's all come off the back of that play in the bottom side. Pyrka doesn't go for the reset. There's why we're talking about this Twisted Fate need to be so careful. Has to flash away, quick follow-up, and they get the kill going the way of a Go Rogue.
Yeah, they did not tank too much either, so they're able to keep themselves safe and get themselves that little bit of an advantage. So first blood gold, pretty much the difference between these two teams. As nice proactive move. Did have to burn a lot of flashes, Pyrka, Chres's, and Lurox's, so you do not gain a lot from that as such. So we'll see if the side of Misfits Premier can make use of those down summoners. But right now, it feels just, again, a Go Rogue just feeling confident to push forward to get themselves into the advantageous positions and look for global objectives then.
Yeah, and it's so nice that they have these winning lanes, right? Because Shlatan on this Diana just doesn't have an impact in the early stages. Like, you need the level 6 realistically as Diana before you can have that impact. So winning bot, winning top, now winning mid as well, with Lurox consistently putting pressure towards the mid lane, it becomes really hard for Misfits Premier to do anything in these early stages.
Oh, Agresivoo gonna hop away. Lurox is around and does have himself a ward and a safeguard, so hops himself right back out. Is still looking for a reset, so it is going to be Shlatan on the map just a little bit longer than him to try and clear out his wave just a little bit more. And Misfits Premier, again, this is similar to what we saw on the first time they played today. As I say that, though, we are going to see them now getting aggressed on the bot side. They're going to be Pyrka, who has himself no flash, so he gets taken down. There will be the Gravitum lockup here for FLICKR. They're going to trade it off to Infernum. FLICKR needs to be so careful. He has got himself a flash, but no heal, only a cleanse.
It'd been going so well for Agresivoo Rogue in the bot lane, but nice job with the Gravitum auto from Woolite. Manages to pick up Pyrka, and now that bot lane looking a little bit more even, but Lurox wants to change that.
Oh, Lurox is lurking as they're trying to just push in this wave. We are going to have Jactroll playing bodyguard just a little bit. They will get that turret plate going all the way over to Woolite. Now, Dark Passage is available, but they do land the Sonic Wave, and then to try and turn this one back around. They're going to land the Death Sentence, but can he get the Infernums down? No, he cannot. And with the taunt coming in, that's going to be FLICKR picking himself up a kill. Nicely done. Nice response from Agresivoo Rogue.
This Agresivoo Rogue are playing this map so well, right? You get that push in mid. Chres is just willing to give up one of those waves to help out on the bottom side. They understand that this Jinx is the be-all and end-all, so they make this play bot. And as you said, Lurox lurking with FLICKR here to make sure that they can make this play happen. They're just getting that Sonic Wave to come through. You've already got the move coming down from the Galio, and leads in early, no problem picking up these kills.
Yeah, able to keep himself alive as well, keeping himself with that safeguard. As the name suggests, pretty damn safe. And that's, again, great to see FLICKR getting that kill as well. Equals up that kill that was picked up by Woolite. And now we wait to see what else is in the tank here for Misfits Premier, because right now, Agresivoo Rogue have kind of caught them out in all forms.
But this is why having, like, 3 win lanes is insane, right? Because, all right, Chres now pushes in. Do we want to make a play mid? I don't know, maybe. That's why Sertuss has to play really far back. If they don't want to, cool. Chres disappears. He's level 6. Agresivoo's, he's got to piece the hell out of there. He can't stay around topside because you've got this delivery system in Lurox. You have to play so careful as Misfits Premier, and it's why we're seeing this gold lead start to balloon for Agresivoo Rogue.
Oh, they're going to go for it again. Agresivoo going to get taunted up. No, not quite, actually. And now the Destiny Gate coming in. They're going to put it right down underneath the turret. The gold card is locked and loaded. Not going to land just yet. Good response here from Sertuss, but you've now lost that very crucial first Destiny.
That's the thing. You still have that ultimate for Chres, so now you just get to make that play again without TF following.
Oh, we are going to see the TP coming down this bot side. They fully commit to try and get it, but there's going to be a double TP commit. It's going to be both solo laners coming in. Woolite does go down. Pyrka going to get hit by a turret and almost certainly taken out. The wild cards are there. They're trying to get a little bit greedy with this one. They're going to jump onto FLICKR and on the Pyrka. Pyrka will fall to one solo laner. The other one will go to the top laner. They end up using their TPs, but they are rewarded handsomely.
Yeah, and look, at least you're getting to shut down FLICKR here for Misfits Premier, but the fact that, like, Sinmivak is starting to push in this top lane, he's going to get some control. Like, Gangplank in the later portion of this game can be so strong, so you still have to watch out on the opposite side of the map as Lurox, he's up here to try and look for the cross-map play.
Shlatan is here with Woolite, though. They do have themselves the ultimate here. They have got the... both ultimates now. Actually, no, never mind. Woolite, my screen went off a little bit there, so I didn't see the call. He's still level 5, but Lurox looking, hunting, seeing if he can go for something. Uh-oh. Might be in a little bit of trouble. Does get the kickback, trying to see if he can use that to get himself away. Maybe even pick up a kill on his way out. They are going to use the hook, and you can see Woolite with this gun over to the top of the fight, trying to see if he can keep going on top of this. That's a fantastic ult from the Diana, and that means that it's going to be the least hit falling person. Pyrka, almost as soon as he gets his flash, he loses it, but it's all in vain. It's 2 quick kills. Agresivoo Rogue punished for their over-aggression.
It was so well read by Misfits Premier, though. They rotated Woolite and Jactroll up, numbers advantage on that top side. So when you go for this play as Agresivoo Rogue, you don't have anyone with you. Lurox tries to make this play happen, but Woolite, as you said, free firing over the wall this entire time. Jactroll is able to walk away. Pyrka is now overextended, and look at the lanes, right? Sinmivak can't come in. You've got 3-4 members of Misfits Premier free firing at all times, and Agresivoo Rogue are set running with their tail between the legs.
Fantastic moonfall as well from Shlatan. I was going to say he's been a bit muted in this early game, but definitely made up for it with that level 6, something that we obviously do know and love from the Diana. And now with that gold swing right the way back, it's 1,000 gold in favor of Misfits Premier. They got 2 kills onto the Twisted Fate as well into the mid lane, as well as in that bot side for Woolite. So this is starting to get a little bit shaky in this early game, even though it started off so well for Agresivoo Rogue.
And now it's Misfits Premier who have the globals up. And especially when this Rift Herald is up, it gives you so much control to start like looking for plays on this top side. Agresivoo Rogue have already substituted FLICKR and Pyrka up to this top lane. And look at Sertuss. He wants to see if he can teeter up here, look for FLICKR and Pyrka as they shove out this top lane.
I'm gonna shove it out. Mid lane being shoved in there as Chres just pick up the minions, gets himself up to level 8, so not doing too badly at all himself. And now with the Destiny Gate available, Garo got to be a bit careful. And with both sides now, something, this is a very old school move that we saw the bot lanes going towards the top side so early on to contest for that rift, as we see the Gust of Blows lands and a zap in the face of the Aphelios.
Yeah, the only saving grace here for Ego Rogue is that Shlatan was on the bottom side. Now he's here though, and multiple members for Ego Rogue are going top.
They're going top. Moonlight Vigil comes down. Pyrka trying to see if he can do something here, but he will be taken down. The turret just a little bit too much. There is the Mega Inferno Bomb, excuse me, the Super Mega Death Rocket on top of the Cannon Barrage. Woolite trying to keep himself saved. He's going to try and turn this one back on. He's got himself the red gun, but not able to keep it to stick. They end up picking up 2 kills for 1. The Go Rogue fighting back.
Nice job from Ego Rogue to actually get this back around, and suddenly we're all back to dead even. Lurox though wants to try and trade this. Will have this Rift Tower to go for. Sinmivak still pushing this bottom side as well. Looks like Ego Rogue starting to get control of this map.
Yeah, they are going to go for it. There is a ward that's going to come down, though, and it looks like Shlatan, with that Moonfall's not quite ready to give this one up. You can see, with the Twisted Fate roaming in as well, they will not have a teleport to join in on this, but they know there's no Cannon Barrage. A Go Rogue, 4 members. Oh, here we go, Dagda. We're going to start off once again. There we go. It's going to see the Rift Health going down to about 2,000 HP. Jactroll now with the box. Going to try and just drop it off. He does land himself a hook. Stolen. Getting themselves the Rift Health, and now they can maybe turn for this fight. Jactroll this time around will pick himself up the Rift Health. They will get a taunt down, but just as Shlatan picks himself up the lantern, there is the gold card, there's the flash forward. Shlatan trying to see if he can take down FLICKR. They're going to try and just kite this one out. Flash forward, gold card into the Crescent Strike. Misfits Premier get everything, and a Go Rogue get nothing.
It's so well orchestrated by Misfits Premier. They managed to push them back. You're going to see it in this replay here where Ego Rogue, they don't commit to one side. Chres gets separated to begin with, so Jactroll rightfully walks forward, realizing, look, there's not enough damage to just take me down straight off the bat. Wonderful lantern here as well to again get Shlatan out of harm's way. And from here, Misfits Premier, they're just separating Ego Rogue. They went on to 2 sides for so much of this fight, whereas 4 members of Misfits Premier have just been stuck together like glue.
Again, just really smart play, really good target selection coming out from the side of Misfits Premier. 2 gold cards land onto FLICKR. One blows his flash, the other one blows his cleanse, and then he's just left without a hope or a prayer. So really nicely done there from the side of Misfits Premier. And again, a Go Rogue did so well to get themselves back up into contention, and they just weren't prepared to try and just give it up a little bit, you know, back yourselves away. Don't need to go for something that's just a bridge too far.
Now, just remember though, Ego Rogue still have this Gangplank, still have this 4-kill Jinx. It's not like Misfits Premier are going to be able to like completely take over from this point. You still have a big range advantage on Ego Rogue's side. So for Misfits Premier, they need to continue this snowball. They're doing that by taking over this dragon. But I really need to see them trying to use this Rift Tower to get towers down, get gold in their favor, and getting control of the map so they can look for picks with this Twisted Fate.
That's exactly what they're going to go do. And right now in this mid lane, drop down Shelly. She'll get herself a nice little bop onto the turret that almost takes that one down, as the rest of a Go Rogue are starting to move back into this mid lane to defend. It is pretty much 1 or 2 waves away from getting caught out. So now a Go Rogue, if they want to try and defend this, they got to keep themselves there. Dark Passage has to be used. The lantern picked up here by Woolite to make sure he doesn't get concussive blow. But Shlatan, there's no flash, there's no cleanse, there's no way out for FLICKR. Not so lucky now, and this is the picks you were just talking about. Destiny Gate, gold card, Sertuss picks up a kill, bing bang bush. Misfits Premier now is firmly in the lead.
Phenomenal job from Shlatan. Realizing exactly as you said, Penguin, no summoner spells available. You're dead meat, FLICKR. Flying in onto the Jinx, and now you can take this tower, you can keep playing out these side lanes, maybe even look for a pick onto this Galio top side, because I see Shlatan hovering here.
He is hovering, no Moonfall, no flash either, as we get a quick replay of this. This is just straight up summoner diff.
Yeah, I mean, really good call from Shlatan. Bypasses all those wards. You've already got that pink ward set up as well, and
great hook.
Kind of blink and you missed it. They're just gone.
Yeah, they're just gone, and Jactroll able to get a little bit of an extra dividend as well with that great hook there onto the side of Pyrka. And more gold going into the hands of Misfits Premier. We talked about the 4-2, now 4-3 Jinx, but you now have a 5-3 Woolite on this Aphelios, 2-0-5 on the Diana, 3-1-5 for the Twisted Fate. He's dangerously close towards that rapid fire cannon comboed with the Everfrost. You're gonna be stunned and never gonna move again.
Yeah, you can see though, like in these plays, why it's actually pretty crucial to have the Thresh with this Jinx, right? Because when she blows summoner spells like this, she's not able to get that same sort of safety with a Braum. And honestly, I think Misfits themselves up beautifully now as well.
Yeah, it's almost as if the Aphelios Thresh was the better pickup in that particular draft. I don't know, man.
No. The Thresh was the better pick. That's what I was calling for. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm gonna gaslight you, I swear to God. Make it so you don't even believe yourself. But we are coming back into the game. We do see 3 men locked down towards this bot side. Cannon Barrage is going to be used to try and clear out this top wave. This is the power you mentioned earlier with the Gangplank. You can cover 2 lanes at once, make sure they're not able to get it. But Woolite is very much on an island right now, so it should just be a trade of tier 1s in bot and top.
Yeah, and I mean, you can start to push in this little bit, get some vision control for the dragon that's in 2.5 minutes, and honestly, this Jinx is getting pretty ferocious. I mean, already that Kraken Slayer has been completed, should be most of the way towards her second item, and when you get that Infinity Edge, you get excited in one of these fights, and it's so hard for Misfits Premier to do.
Destiny Gate available. There is also TPs for Agresivoo and Sertuss, so you gotta be a little bit careful here as you're very far extended here as a go rogue. Hook, whoa, not quite gonna land, but look on the mini-map, or excuse me, in the bottom left, you can see the picture-in-picture. They're pushing towards that tier 1 or tier 2, gonna force out the teleport here, and there's the Destiny Gate. Lurox is by himself, he's gonna be forced to flash away after the safeguard. He does land himself though onto the Everfrost, slowed down by a massive spaceship, gets kicked back, not gonna be stunned anymore, but now with the ultimates coming in, this might be able to turn around for a go rogue. They get a nice hero's entrance as we can see the taunt coming out. They're going to land the moonfall, and it's all very, very scrappy, Dagda. Not really anyone going down just yet, but Shlatan is so low now. We can get a little bit excited for a go rogue. Pushing forward, they have concussive blows. Sertuss in a lot of trouble. Will go golden, and now Woolite can join the fight. He's got white, he's got green, he's not got any health left. It's a shutdown going over to the side of a go rogue, and oh, triple kill! Not quite able to get the quadra kill. They will, however, continue this fight. Agresivoo's gonna have Mega very, very soon, but I don't know if he's gonna get it in time. It's a hell of a fight. My voice is absolutely crazy hoarse, but that was advantage to a go rogue.
Yeah! what just happened? Like, I saw you got the TP going through from the Gangplank to get back bot. I was like, okay, we get this Destiny in, but from this point, it gets crazy messy. FLICKR is free firing this whole time, though. Flashes away from that moonfall coming through from Shlatan, and a second you get this Jinx excited, we just said it, she can take over team fights. The problem is, though, Aphelios has already arrived into this mid lane, so suddenly we're starting to get these numbered advantages coming across. Also, Jactroll, I don't know where that hook was going. Completely whiffed, and it means that then FLICKR is free to continue firing. So many shields coming through from Lurox as well to make sure this Jinx can pick up the 3rd kill, and eventually, finally, at the end of things, Agresivoo will fall.
I think it was just a 5, maybe even a 6. Someone might have died earlier and come back. I'm honestly not 100% sure, but it is going to all calm down, and after the dust does settle, it is a 2,000 gold lead still in favor of Misfits Premier, 11-14 in their favor as well, and they're going to put themselves onto 2 Drakes with this Infernal Drake being taken. So, still very much in Misfits Premier's favor, but that's an 8-4-1 Jinx. FLICKR is now the ultimate carry here for a go rogue.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I don't care about anyone else in Ego Rogue except for this Jinx. Like, everyone else is just cannon fodder. And this Jinx is massive. 8,800 gold. Like, is matched by Woolite.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The big caveat there is that for Woolite to get into these fights, he has to go through Cannon Barrage, has to go through Glacial Fissure, get through kicks, get through this Galio ult. It's much more difficult for Woolite to position well in these fights than it is for FLICKR.
Yeah, well, we are going to see the Rift Hell being taken after that dragon as well. As you can see on the mini-map there, you do have Sinmivak going up towards that bot side, pushing in that wave. The rest of a Go Rogue were not in position to make that one happen for them. So, nice objective pickups here for Misfits Premier. They're going to probably look to try and push this one out as we see. Bye. I guess stop the back, you know, I guess that was about as good as it's going to be.
yeah, I think hoping that maybe if you stop the back, you can shove in this wave, look for a mid lane turret before the resets come out from Misfits Premier, but unfortunately not really in a position to do so. Now though, we're going to get Agresivoo Rogue kind of going back to the game plan, right? Let's play through this 1-3-1. Sinmivak wins out on the bot side. We've got Chres who can have a bigger impact when he joins into these fights than Sertuss can, and you win the mid push here as FLICKR. So as long as you continue to shove out these side lanes, you're in good spots, but Sinmivak may need to run.
He is in a lot of trouble. We see the Rocket Belt used forward to just drop down the Rift Herald, and with the rest of Agresivoo Rogue now around the red buff, we see Misfits Premier just positioning themselves to try and stop the cavalry from coming in. There's going to be the move fall pushed in. Actually, I lie, it's the Crescent Strike to go in, and the Lunar Rush, but nothing else to come of it. But you still have Shelly nice and healthy. That means Shelly will get another charge.
Yeah, I mean, it's tower for tower at the moment, though. Chres still pushing in top, has the TP to join in. Sertuss, though, is shoving mid, and that tier 2 far more valuable.
It's far more valuable than the Galios of this top side. Yes, Chres has got himself a TP, but he's just not really able to impact the lane, not really able to be here. And now with the tier 2 and bot side, or mid lane going down, tier 2 and bot side almost going down, I feel this is just Misfits playing the map better.
Yeah, it really is right now, and using the advantages, but Pyrka.
Ooh, not quite. I feel like that Destiny was very much reliant on that hook landing, so Jactroll not able to set up his mid laner, and we see the pick potential coming out from Misfits Premier. And for Agresivoo Rogue, yes, you got a tower on the top side, you open up that map a little bit more, but you need your Galio, you need that safety, and hell, you need that engage.
It's so big for Misfits Premier, though, that the fact they've gotten so much control over the jungle of Agresivoo Rogue. If you can look for multiple different flank angles, with Shlatan coming in off the side, Agresivoo coming in, you can set up to bypass a lot of what Agresivoo Rogue, or at least have a chance of bypassing this Agresivoo Rogue defensive squad. Otherwise, if you're in a front-to-back fight, Agresivoo Rogue have so much control. So for Misfits Premier, keeping this vision the bot side as Dragon spawns in 2 minutes is going to be crucial, and denying Agresivoo Rogue from being able to spot all these different flankers.
We're looking at 2 AD carries very much on their way to their 3rd Infinity Edge item. Actually, excuse me, it is going to be the Lord Dominic's Regard here for Woolite, as he has got himself a Last Whisper in his inventory. So curious to see the damage graph if we do end up having any way of looking at it after the match of these 2 AD carries, as they are very much accelerated. Coming up now to 22 or 21 and a half minutes, it is a 3,000 gold lead in favor of Misfits Premier. Summoners are now coming up, like you mentioned, a minute and a half until that dragon spawns. Everyone has flashes, everyone has TPs. This is where we start to see what these teams are made of and how they can be creative around the map.
I mean, I think the biggest one is going to be a case of, look, do Agresivoo Rogue just give up this dragon and try and hard force some pressure on towards top side? Because again, remember what we were talking about with Vision, right? Agresivoo Rogue, if you are willing to give up this dragon and trade it for Baron Vision, that's when you can look for fights. That's when you can try and burn down this objective with your Gangplank, with your Jinx, and find these front-to-back fights. But unfortunately for them, Misfits Premier reading this really well. They're not only getting control of the, well, they've kind of lost control of the bottom side, but they're trading it for Baron, understanding that that's the bigger objective on the map right now.
But you've just backed away. You've moved away from this Baron. We are going to see this, the Super Mega Det Rocket come out to try and just test this one out, but they have to use the Cannon Barrage as well. That's a lot of your global tools to use. It is peppering health bars down very, very nicely. Baron taken by Misfits Premier, and now the fight can begin. Glacial Fissure to separate everybody out. Woolite sitting right on top of it. That's a big barrel going down. Agresivoo hopping back over the wall. The Chakrams peppering down Pyrkas, but not going to be able enough to get any kills. Great little steal there from Misfits Premier.
Wonderful job, and they knew they had those flashes available that whole time, so just pop out of the pit. We hadn't got any fighting for a while, so Agresivoo Rogue would get the consolation prize of their first Cloud Dragon of the game. That's such a big win as Misfits Premier.
And they're not done yet either. They double TP towards this top side. They're looking to turn up the heat in this kitchen. They're saying, look, you cannot keep up with us. If you cannot stand the heat, get the hell out of this kitchen, because right now they're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. They're losing around the map. Yes, you're gaining a Cloud Soul or Cloud Dragon, but this just isn't worth it, Dagda.
No, Misfits Premier are playing this map so well right now. I actually looked at Misfits Premier as like, their mid game's a bit weak. This is perfect from them right now.
Very, very nicely done. We are going to see Sertuss, though, without a Destiny. Does have a flash and a gold card locked and loaded. Yeah, hey, Chres, you TP top, I guess. Hello. And they back away. So, very much the advantage to Misfits Premier. They get the push into the top side. They get the turret there. They're going to push now towards this bot side. They already have push in mid. This is just ticking the box, crossing your T's, dotting your I's. Misfits Premier playing this Baron buff very well.
And they've hit critical mass at this stage as well, right? 3 items on towards Sertuss means you can play that engage too, rapid fire to try and engage from afar as well. You're going to be looking across at this Aphelios, 3 items with that armor shred as well. He's in such a good spot. Like, you are now at, if Misfits Premier can find these fights, incredibly strong. It's going to be a case of Agresivoo Rogue to try and keep them off of this map, but with this Baron buff, it's so hard for Agresivoo Rogue to keep up.
Yeah, it's so hard, and you got to keep LICKR safe. LICKR is your win condition. LICKR is your damage, but look at those 3 lanes. Thank you so much, observers. We're going to go straight in. What are you doing, Braum? Braum, why? Why would you go in on top of that? You have no one to protect you. You have no damage. While that's been happening, though, LICKR gets excited, pushes himself forward, misses the Super Mega Inferno Bomb, and just not able to get himself back in. On top of it, Lurox has to flash himself away, get himself away from this fight right now. Does have himself a kick if he wants to try and go in on top of it, but he doesn't want to go for it. Just wants to get the red buff. Good hook onto Chres. You gotta flash forward. There's the taunt. Gets on top of 2 members. He loses his life, but can you get excited? It's all on LICKR. He's the one you need to be watching. Woolite versus LICKR. Jactroll goes down, and so does the Gangplank. But while this is all happening, Agresivoo is pushing in to end the game. LICKR, yes, you're getting these kills, but you are not able to defend the base.
Pyrka will be here, though. He can put up the shield, stop Agresivoo from hitting the towers. There it is. The tower, though, will fall. He's a little bit too late. As Woolite, it looked like he tried to stop some of the backs, but crucially, LICKR gets home and will save the base. Misfits Premier, though, you can see they can look towards that first seed from Group A in their sights. They are dying to pick that up here.
They are dying. In fact, 11-4-1 to this LICKR Jinx pick. And I would love to start this replay if we can, just from how Sertuss got caught out. And you can see how quickly, when they get excited, LICKR can get back into the fight.
Yeah, and we said it already, like, the getting excited mechanic is so crucial to LICKR, and he's been able to play at range for so many of these fights, making sure he's in a good spot, but Misfits Premier have just been playing the map better every time. They know they cannot fight against LICKR, so they're willing to trade things like dragons, like some of these fights, to get the base cracked open, and we're gonna get this this repeat here, where we start right back as Sertuss tries to move in, but you can see Lurox gets in behind, Dragon's Rage, perfectly there for LICKR. And it just cracks open that. It's that one little moment where Sertuss is out of position, and now Misfits Premier have got to back away. They're 4 versus 5, and Agresivoo Rogue can start to chase them down. And
if that Super Mega Death Rocket does land there, I feel like Shlatan does not last half as long as he did in this fight. You know, drags all the way out, and you can see Agresivoo, he doesn't have TP, so he knows he's not even going near this fight. He's in Mega right now. He knows by the time he get there, he's just going to lose it, so just has to keep pushing in, and honestly gets the inhibitor, gets a Nexus tier turret as well. And this is all about how LICKR is able to push in, pick up these kills, and get the Jinx even further ahead.
Exactly, and it's all about, as you said, like, trying to avoid the fight as Misfits Premier by playing the map better, but now you have no Baron. Agresivoo Rogue can clear out these waves nice and easy. You've still got the Cannon Barrage as well if you're trying to look for some sort of quick engage, but it's relatively hard for Agresivoo Rogue to stop Misfits Premier in this scenario because, hell, I mean, the only real form and engage you have is Lurox tossing himself into the ether and hoping that Chres gets the ultimate on top of him.
Yeah, we are going to see the red-white let's fight for Woolite, so you would imagine the side of Agresivoo Rogue will want to wait until at least one of those guns is gone before going, but they're both pretty damn low on the ammo, so should be able to swap them out pretty damn quickly. Top wave pushing in favor of Misfits Premier. They also have mid lane being attended to by Agresivoo. These barrels are being very much a nuisance for the side of Misfits Premier. They can't really walk that far forward without the fear of being critted out.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of want your Gangplank pushing at this top wave. Lurox, though, trying to see if he can get onto Agresivoo, which just opens up Woolite to tank this bot turret.
Yeah, he tanks it up, has got the crescendum there, so he was able to put up a little tower, gets himself that tower in the bot side, and now the base is looking very, very tattered for the side of Agresivoo. They still have damage, they still have a way of coming back into this game, but the pressure is mounting.
Pyrka manages to connect onto Woolite, but he's out. Lurox, can he make the hero play?
So difficult. The hook from Jactroll just threatening on it. As you can see there now, the Braum take it down to about a quarter HP. Agresivoo is going to be hitting Gnar very, very soon. Winds of War used to try and just clear out these waves. But while that's been happening, they're just pushing in his bot side. Woolite unfazed, unfearful of his life as he has got the Thresh with the Dark Passions to get him straight back out.
It's like the waves of a sea though, right? You crash in towards mid. As you start to retreat from there, there's another one that's crashing the bottom side. They're constantly moving across the map, and Agresivoo, though they're able to hold on to a little bit, the base has now been open. Top, bot, mid, very low. And the only reason Misfits Premier are giving them that respite is because they know that Dragon is up and they can go home and spend that much during gold.
Dagda, they're going for the Baron. They need to try and burn this one down as quick as they possibly can, but they see Sertuss pushing in this bot side. They know they'll just straight up lose the game. They're onto the Baron. There's the Destiny Gate. Sertuss is going to go for the end. He know he can. He's got minions with him. He's going to try and just take down this inhibitor. It's going to have to be a miracle steal here from Misfits Premier as they're going to go in, maybe look for a little bit of fight. Baron has been taken. Nicely done by them. They will commit the TPs and the recalls. They lose an inhibitor, but they get the big purple worm.
Yeah, you can see the Misfits Premier trying to stop the recalls, but redemption used on the TP in target means that he's not going to stop, and you actually get out of here as Rogue. Your base though is in tatters, and trying to move away from all these super minions that are going to be pushing in is so hard to do, Baron or not.
Well, one thing you will have in absolute spades from the side of a Go Rogue is wave clear. Galio, Gangplank, Jinx, and that's before we even get to the Elite City, who's not too bad at it himself. So you are going to be able to defend your base for now, and there's only a Cloud Soul on the Rift, so not exactly the most highest of priorities. The Go Rogue keeping their nails into this game right now, and they refuse to let go.
Yeah, honestly, I think you've got to start getting aggressive here as Rogue. Like, this slow chipping away is not working for you, and that has to come from Lurox. And I don't mean some sort of big dragon kick. It's just launching yourself into the team, enabling that Galio to follow up on top of you, and then finding some sort of moments when you've got the cannon barrage in on top of that, because otherwise it's too easy for Misfits Premier to start playing the map. Sertuss has that destiny. You're just not keeping up, and Rogue are falling further and further behind.
Are falling further behind, about a 5,000 gold lead, but we are starting to hit critical mass. Lich Bane's being picked up by Sertuss' Twisted Fate. You, of course, got the Lord Dominic's Regard here for Sinmivak as he pushes in, tries maybe get him top of his Infinity Edge later on. And the AD carries are basically full build. We'll see a Bloodthirsty here for FLICKR, a Mercurial Scimitar for Woolite to finish it all off, but they are at the point of their damage doesn't get any better.
What a way to end our group stage though for the Amazon E Masters. Like, this is so tense. It's so close to Shlatan.
Shlatan needs to be a little bit careful. Lurox is over to the wall. You can see they're so close yet so far. Sertuss and Lurox like chips in the night. He's going to try and get on top of Agresivoo. I don't know if that was the right call. Lurox forced to go straight into his Zhonya's. His stopwatch has been used. He'll land on top of Woolite. Woolite has been caught. Woolite forced to flash away, and Woolite is dead. Looker's getting excited. Agresivoo, it's all on you. It's all on you to try and make this one work for Misfits Premier, but he just can't. Looker now has to go back and deal with the little ninja of Shlatan that found themselves right on the backside. 2 kills for Looker, and that might be a Go Rogue pushing mid to end.
That was the engage we were talking about. Rogue needed to go aggressive, and they pull the trigger. They're now able to push forward. You've got the Gangplank, you've got the Jinx. This base is not long for the world.
And Lurox with the absolute hero play. You have double super minions in the bot side though, and Sertuss does have a teleport available. Misfits Premier are going to try and maybe clear these waves and just survive. If they can get these minions right up into the tower, Sertuss could TP into the base. It's going to be really, really close. Here we go. Looker forced to cleanse. Hook was great from Jactroll. They get one Nexus turret. Sertuss doesn't really have the mana. Agresivoo getting just chunked out of this. The rest of a Go Rogue, no, they cannot take the rest of this game. They have to back away. They have to defend their base because teleports are available.
Oh my god, how is this game still going? Lurox though, this play was magnificent. The fact that you managed to get on towards Woolite is insane. Shlatan, bit out of position, but just Lurox perfectly positioned here, hiding for so long. And this is what we're saying, right? Like, usually you could try and get this Galio ult in on top of him. Lurox doesn't have that option, but instead finds the perfect kick on towards Woolite. That enables Looker. His Jinx gets excited, And from that point forward, there's no coming back into this fight.
And the big thing as well, that we see Agresivoo taking the lantern away from Woolite. Was able to keep himself alive, but your Aphelios is your key. Your Aphelios is what you need to be keeping alive in these fights. And now we're looking at an incredibly even game. 30 seconds till Dragon spawns. It's almost certainly going to go over to a Go Rogue. And we are no closer to finding a winner of this game, Dagda.
And the big thing is that all those inhibitors are respawning now for Go Rogue. Top is already respawned. Bot lane is going to be sure to follow as well. So controlling this map against this global composition Misfits Premier becomes a hell of a lot easier to do.
Shlatan going to find himself behind FLICKR and Pyrka, but Lurox just popping his head a little bit in. Gonna say, look, you don't want to go for that one, buddy. Death cap now finished up for the Diana. If FLICKR gets caught, he is dead. No summoners for either AD carry. Woolite takes himself the Dark Passage and keeps himself safe. Dragon has spawns and the top laners are going PvE up in the top side. They want nothing to do with this 5v5. Important to note that both of them have got their teleports, but there is no cannon barrage now for a Go Rogue.
I like that Go Rogue, though, are getting control over this dragon. They're the ones that are in position now to make sure they can fire this down. There you go, look her over the wall. They can reset. They are not giving an inch to Misfits Premier. Now with Baron up, though, they need to try and get control over that side of the map as well. Because, again, Misfits Premier, this composition wants to pick you off, wants to find avenues for Shlatan to get onto the back line. Denying that is the focal point for Go Rogue and making sure they don't lose their base in the meantime.
This is so tense. Sertuss going to use the barrier just to get himself back onto the flash. He knows that is the summoner he's going to need in 21 seconds, because this is where it all comes down. Both AD carries 6 items. Both mid laners up to 3-4 items. The junglers absolutely massive. It's going to come down to who gets caught and who's able to make the play.
Infinity Edge completed for Sinmivak, though. That is massive. If he's able to blow up one of the Misfits Premier lineup, that fight suddenly takes a twist in favor of the Polish representatives. Top side, though, Sertuss pushing his way in. Agresivoo playing off the bot side. They're still trying to play at the map, Penguin.
They're trying to go for it. We're going to see now Sertuss getting caught off a little bit off guard. He gets locked down, taken very low and deleted. Sertuss walks just a little bit too close and he is dead for a minute.
And that is crucial now. Now you get the opportunity, Go Rogue, to go towards the Baron. You can use the Galio ult to clear top while be present at this fight as well. And Looker, you can see he's got no problem clearing out these waves, so Misfits Premier can't play through the mid lane.
No, they cannot. They are going to push in those minions, though, as we can now see a Go Rogue jumping onto the Baron. Shlatan is here, does not have vision just yet. Jactroll is around, pops down the redemption to see what's going on. 3,000, 2,000, 4,000. Whoa, not quite able to get over the wall. It is going to be a Go Rogue picking themselves up the Baron. And Dagda, I can hear a tiebreaker around the corner. If a Go Rogue, just to reiterate, if a Go Rogue win this match, they are already knocked out of quarterfinals. It does not matter to them, but it does matter for seeding. Misfits Premier will have to play another game to break the tiebreaker between themselves and UCAM for top and second in this group.
It's so hard for Go Rogue to leave their base, though. When you've got 2 exposed inhibitors, double TP, a Destiny available for a Sertuss, you need to play this perfectly. They're going to slowly work their way out, push out the waves, make sure that they're keeping vision in check. Because if any point in time Misfits Premier can find their way in behind enemy lines, sneak into the base of Go Rogue, they can end it in an instant.
This is the kind of matchup that you expect from 2 previous Amazon EU Masters champions. These 2 teams, previous ones. There's a hook of the Lurox, the Gravitum. He gets the safeguard out, but he's very low. This is so tense. You can see one small mistake, 1 inch too far forward, and it could almost be done.
Yeah, and this is where it's scariest for Go Rogue. Going into these areas blind, no vision control on top side, nowhere for Chres to TP to. He needs to be close to the team, and you can see Go Rogue now trying to establish that vision. Make sure that they will be safe.
Oh, another hook, but there's no follow-up this time round. Jactroll just showing the rest of Agresivoo that he's got the mechanics and the aim to land those hooks and cause some absolutely serious trouble. Thought it was going to be 3 for 3 for a second, but for the first time now, Agresivoo, they've got the pushing waves. They've got mid, top, and bot all in their favor, and the side of Misfits Premier have to wait another minute before that Baron is done. Now they move forward. They've still got themselves a little bit of movement. We are going to see Agresivoo. Lurox gets caught, flashed away. There's the Moonlight Vigil, pops, and oh my god, this could be the ghost line now for Misfits Premier. They push forward. That is the jungler dead. Flash forward, moonfall. Chres is not able to keep himself out, but he does end up walking forward and walking away from this fight. Braum, so close to going down, but it is still only the 1 for none. You are still trying to get back into this game. Agresivoo, they just walked a bit too far forward.
And you can see there, just not quite able to get the damage out from FLICKR. He's constantly on the back foot. And now, Misfits Premier, they find that moment of respite just as the Baron was wearing off. And jeez, I was not expecting this on my first day of Amazon's EU Masters. Holy God.
My God, man, this is such a tense affair. Gold does not matter. All the carries are starting to hit themselves 5 or 6 items. We are still looking at those 2 AD carries as we have a look at the replay. And again, just great hooks coming out from Jactroll.
I mean, a big mistake from Lurox here, right? Go straight into the gold card. There's no need to try and play this quick. You are the ones with FLICKR who can poke down the tower, make sure he's in a good spot. But I love how Misfits Premier are playing this, right? Constantly using these engage tools just to close the gap, enable Woolite. But the problem obviously is that cannon barrage that kind of shuts down things. Now, Agresivoo though, getting another dragon in their back pocket. That's 3 Cloud Dragons for this team. And we are 40 minutes into this game. And this could go any way at any second, Ping.
We are 40 minutes into this game, and then guess what? If Agresivoo win, it's not even our last game. We got one more after this. If Agresivoo can force the tiebreaker between UCAM and Misfits Premier, it will be another game to end us out the night. Misfits Premier do not want to have to add another game to their night. They want to end it now, get top seed, and get yourself into that first position in this group. It is such a tight, closely fought game, but I think for Agresivoo, yes, you're knocked out, but you're doing the Ultra League proud right now.
So there's 2 perfect situations for Misfit Prime. Either you can duo into the bottom lane with Sertuss and with Agresivoo, try and push in, abuse the fact that you've got these exposed inhibitors, maybe look for a pick with this Twisted Fate and the Rapid Fire Cannon. The other option is that you end up in these fights where you can get these big flanks with Shlatan that we talked about. Maybe Sertuss can get you access towards FLICKR, or at least stop the big AoE zone control that Rogue have available. For Rogue though, it's very simple. Get this front to back fight. It's why Rogue, every time there's an objective off the map, are walking back to their base. They're not giving an inch for Misfits Premier to try and make this pick. They want to make sure that when Dragon spawns in 3.5 minutes, when Baron is up in a minute's time, they're the ones in position and ready to use FLICKR, to use Sinmivak, these big late game carries which are now online.
Look at all the flashes that are not available for Agresivoo right now. You're missing Lurox's, Chres's, more importantly than anyone else's, FLICKR's. These are the key summoners that you are going to need to contest in 45 seconds. It will be very close whether or not they have that objective, or whether they have that, that summoner spell before this fight ends up coming off. And they're just ping-ponging waves. They know they've got themselves an opportunity here. Agresivoo still pushing forward, still seeing if they can find a little bit of a mistake from Misfits Premier.
13-4-1 on FLICKR, 9-5 for Woolite. These 2 AD carries have been such a crucial story of this game. And now they stand 1 fight away. We've crested the mark where if you win a single team fight, that's it. That's the game done. But it has to be organized. It has to be orchestrated by one of these squads, and it's going to be so difficult to do now with Baron up and available.
And don't forget, this is the EU Masters of Summer. This is the one where everyone's looking towards this and saying, cool, who's going to be in LEC next year? Who's going to get promoted, get that opportunity? This is where you put yourself forward. This is where you say, I am good enough to be a part of Europe's elite. This is your opportunity. You got to take it once it arrives because you do not get many of them. Now, all 5 members of each team in this mid lane, they're going to be a full 5v5 brawl. There is going to be the lockup. There's the cannon barrage to disengage. That's a big one down as the Moonfall comes in. Lurox gets jumped straight back on top of though, and they're going to have to commit the hero's entrance. It lands onto none. The Moonlight Vigil only onto the Galio, and the Jinx is still untouched. Jactroll so low. These health bars are just getting lower and lower, and eventually someone does eventually fall. It's FLICKR versus the world. Flash! Agresivoo misses, and he's not able to get it. He goes golden into his stasis as we reset the fight just a little bit. We are going to see the TPs
TP behind them.
TP behind them for both mid laners. As we can see Woolite, FLICKR. These are the 2 men you need to look at right now. FLICKR in a lot of trouble. He does get the cleanse, but he's caught. He's into GA, and now you've got to look at the Galio. Can he get back into help his AD carry? The answer is that both AD carries will fall, and now the rest of the fight can really begin. It looks like it is Misfits Premier coming out on top, and they are going to win the fight.
And with 60-second death timer still on Lurox, you got 45 seconds on towards FLICKR. They can look to push down. You've still got your top, mid, and jungle here for Misfits Premier. And at the 43-minute mark, they might have just done a penguin.
A Go Rogue put everything they had. It looked so good. It looked like they could have done it. They ended up trading AD carry for AD carry. It's a 2v3. You have 1 turret remaining. A Go Rogue looking to try and play spoiler right now. The Glacial Fissure, enough to try and dissuade. I think they've done enough. I think they're going to stop them from taking this base. Shlatan walks too far forward.
FLICKR in 8.
Himself back in. FLICKR in 8 seconds. Misfits Premier, they gotta back away in this game, Dagda. This game.
4 seconds. 4 seconds until the soul, though, and you haven't got the resets for Misfits Premier yet. You can see Aggro Rogue are just trying to keep pushing them back. You have a massive wave in the top side. This should be Ago Rogues.
This should be Ago Rose. They didn't have perfect vision on it. They didn't know exactly where everybody was.
Oh, they're going for Baron.
They're going to go for the Baron. They're going to say, look, you're not on the Dragon. You're resetting. We're going to go back onto this objective. Again, we are seeing FLICKR and Woolite as the 2 men we need to look at all times. He could solo this one out, if I'm being totally honest. Misfits Premier get the Dragon's Soul. Now, a Go Rogue onto this Baron, down to about 50% HP. They're going to start burning it down even quicker. There's the Moonlight Vigil, going to do a lot of splash damage, but not enough to steal away the big purple worm, and there's a big trade of objectives.
That Baron is so crucial for Ago Rogue, though. Again, it's trying to find these moments where they can group as 5 and push in towards the base. Baron makes that so much easier. Agresivoo and Sertuss, though, trying to set up on this bottom side, pushing the wave. See again if they can try and use this destiny to create just menacing situations for Rogue on the map. But right now, waves pushing in top for Ago Rogue, pushing in mid. The opportunities for Misfits Premier to play the map are quickly dwindling.
Misfits Premier, 2019 Spring Amazon EU Masters champions. In 2020, we did see the crowning of a Go Rogue in the summer of 2020. They are now both fighting tooth and nail. A Go Rogue trying to do the Superliga as solid, and oh my lord, you gotta be so careful right now.
And this is what we're talking about, Ago Rogue grouping as a unit, all pushing in. Sinmivak on the bottom side with that TP, trying to see if he can get these waves in order. You got to be so careful, though. One engage from Agresivoo could ruin it all for Ago Rogue. They're backing away. They're playing it safe. They want to group up with this Gangplank.
Yeah, they want to group up with the Gangplank. He's pushing down in that bot side. Will pick up a tier 2, but it does not matter. It's just structures. It's just the map. The gold means nothing. It's all about how you play these fights. We now see them defending the tier 2, but honestly, I feel like you just let this one go if you're on the side of Misfits Premier. Don't give a damn. Don't let it go along the side of this tier 2. You just back yourselves up and get yourselves back into your base. Inhibitor in mid lane is still down, but we're respawning in about 2 minutes time for the side of a Go Rogue. They are still pushing. They've got the Baron up for them, and they actually just got about to lose it in the next few seconds. So Stun card comes out, Lurox gets caught out but not taken down. Woolite pushing in with the red and white, he wants to fight. There's the cannon barrage and immediately the dark passage to keep him safe. They're going to be able to break open an inhibitor in this bot side. That hook was millimeters away from catching out onto the Braum, but Agresivoo got their prize, they got themselves out, and now they can get their lanes back in order.
The best news for Misfits Premier though is that it's on that bottom side, because the big objective that we are looking at next is going to be this Outer Dragon. Having that pushing wave in the bot side is easier to defend when you're closer to that objective. So for Agresivoo, they would like to get more, and they've got a 3-minute window to do so, but I don't know if they can get their waves into position before that Outer Dragon spawns.
This is getting ridiculous. 47.5 minutes. 90,000 gold for each of these teams. I'm surprised the AD carries have not sold their boots yet. I am honestly so surprised. Fair enough, the Jinx, but definitely the Aphelios has an opportunity to do it.
I think you need every bit of move speed. Everything you can. Everything, just get on top of them, especially for Misfits Premier. And even for the Jinx, right? Like running away from everyone coming your direction. There's targets on both their backs. And our Agresivoo now, we talked about them getting more of these inhibitors.
We talked about it. They have themselves an exposed inhibitor. There's the hook down onto the Braum. The Braum taken very low. Dead. Deleted. Now it's a 5v4 in favor of Misfits Premier. We're going to see Shlatan get kicked away as they're going to have to fully engage on this fight. Look at the damage. Jactroll goes down. Shlatan looker flashes away, but he is swallowed up by the Aphelios. This game is done. This game has a victor. They are from the LFL, and they are Misfits Premier. Triple kill for Woolite.
Woolite flashes forward in that fight, picks off Looker, who was trying so hard to carry these fights, but Misfits Premier, they shut it down. They'll bring it home, and the LFL cheers can be heard all over Europe.
They will not play a tiebreaker tonight. They will go in as the #1 seed from Group A. But what a way they had to win it. The final Nexus turret, the final turret falls. And finally, after 49 minutes, Misfits Premier are the winners of Group A.
What a game. They pushed Misfits Premier every step of the way. Agresivoo, I'm heartbroken for you. This was an incredible performance where you played your hardest, trying so desperately to find those little moments where you could go toe-to-toe with Misfits Premier, but unfortunately for you, could not play the upset. But for the LFL representatives, what a confidence boost. That game was incredible.
Honestly, Agresivoo, you did the Ultra Liga proud. You put Misfits Premier to the test. Was it enough to be able to stop them? Which means we will no longer have any more games today. It is going to be Misfits Premier as your #1 team with UCAM Esports Club as your #2. And this is just, I don't even know what we're going to be highlighting because there is just so many things in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can see though, like Misfits Premier's team fighting was so on point in this game. Consistently finding the right moments to have Shlatan go for the engage, Sertuss setting up with these go cards as well. And they just play this super slow pace where they're able to whittle you down, get 1 pick, get 2 picks. And crucially, as we got towards the very last team fight, we talked about how important those summoner spells were going to be for Looker, but it was Woolite having his flash available that made all the difference there.
Just such a fantastic showing for these two teams. And you can see that, yes, Agresivoo didn't have anything themselves to play for, but they were playing for themselves. This is an audition. This is a reel, if you will, for the LEC teams to look at and say, who do we want to pick up? Who do we think is worth it? And I gotta say, they put their best selves forward. This was just a fantastic way to kind of end their Amazon EU Masters tournament.
Honestly, I agree. Like, Lurox, magnificent plays, as you can see in the Lee Sin. Gets cut out 1 or 2 times. I think Sertuss, though, this Twisted Fate was a monster. Like, so many times being able to position, play at the map, finding these big engages, crucially getting onto key targets as well. Sertuss, this Twisted Fate was phenomenal.
Just unbelievable. This was the fight. This is the fight. Watch Woolite. Watch Woolite. He goes in and just swallows up Looker because he knows as soon as the Jinx is dead, it's done.
Yeah, you can see they're flashing forward, Infernum shots are raining down, and, well, you can definitely say that the Polish representatives went out in a blaze of glory.
It was Look at that. That's very reminiscent of the LPL, doesn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
It brings you something there. Like,
Brings a
whoa!
tear to your eye.
Brings a tear to your eye. You're all right. But let me come back in and say 50,000 damage. What? He had as much damage as there was time in the game. He did 1,000. Honestly, that's literally 1,000 damage per minute. That's exactly how it. That is. Oh my lord, that is nutty amount of damage. Aphelios is in the late game a late game scenario. Aphelios is just goated. I can't say it anywhere else.
If you're able to play at range, it works out wonders. But you can see there, like, they did such a good job on Misfits Premier finding those opportunities to close the gap, right? We talked about it in Champ Select. This Twist of Fate going to be crucial to closing the distance, making sure that you can actually get onto a lot of these champions that were on the Ultra Liga side. And then when you're looking across as well, just making sure that you can have Jactroll following up with the hooks. Everything was in place to make sure you could pick apart people bit by bit. And Misfits Premier played it so well.
Yep, and they will be the #1 team now going into this group, which makes them, I'm going to triple check this one now. So we've got 1, 2, 3 French teams all making, oh, never mind, I'm looking at this wrong. I think I'm on 2019. Sorry, my bad. I'm on 2019 spring. That's
living
my
in the past.
fault.
Living in
Yeah,
the past.
I'm always living in the past. We have two French teams making it out into the quarterfinals for the Amazon EU Masters. Of course, for Go Rogue, they went out in a blaze of glory, but for the Ultra Liga as a whole, they only have the one, PDW in Group B, being the only representative from that particular ERL, getting out and, you know, being the last hope for that region.
Yeah, and I think that's like, it's kind of heartbreaking for a lot of the Ultra Liga fans, especially. I mean, looking at Go Rogue as well, we said these guys, they were really strong. I mean, a lot of people kind of looking at them going, hell, I mean, you've got so many ex-LEC players on this team, but unfortunately, they just couldn't quite get it together. And especially when you're going up against Misfits Premier, who have Jactroll, who have ex-LEC players of themselves, it does kind of get a bit difficult to go up against this caliber of players.
Yep, it really, really is. And I believe my producer, he can tell me, yes, he did. It was the standings graphic ready and able to go. We have got all things done, dusted in a nice little bow. We only required one tiebreaker in Group B, and that was just purely for seeding. And right now, Spain is looking pretty damn strong as an ERL region.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be happy with that one, right? Vodafone Giants, the first seed, going to be just slipping in under Carmine Corp as well. And I think that's kind of going to be the two big battles in my head, the French versus Spanish, and as well, as always, big, the DOC representatives 100% deliver every Amazon EU Masters.
Look at these past winners. You've got Misfits Premier, big. You've got yourself, actually we have the bracket here. It was done off stream, but we are going to see ourselves 2 Spain versus France matchups. Carmine Corp taking on UCAM in the first quarterfinal, and then all the way down the bottom, Misfits Premier versus Vodafone Giants.
This is going to be an incredible quarterfinals, not only just for regional pride, but that's going to be some cracking League of Legends as well.
Yeah, it really, really is. And I can confirm the graphic says best of 3, but we have best of 5s. These are going to be best of 5s, quarters and semi-finals. Just got to update that little one there as such. And this is going to be a massive moment here for any of these squads. All of the major regions getting their big players in. And honestly, I don't even know who to put my money on anymore.
No, I have no clue. Like this is what I love about the Amazon EU Masters, right? You end up seeing this incredible depth of talent that is coming up. And I mean, when you look at like past winners, I mean, half of Mad Lions came up from the EU Masters, and now look at where they are. You know, like you get to see this incredible growth throughout the split. And then you get to the stages where it's all guns blazing. So many teams vying for that glory. And it comes down to games like this, where teams that even when they're out are showing up for that regional pride and doing the likes of the Ultra Liga proud.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that's all we have time for today. We are going to see pretty much yourself exclusively on the analyst desk from now on. I will be doing a little bit of casting as we go throughout the entirety of the Amazon EU Masters, but the groups are done, our teams are selected, and I cannot wait for us to get into knockouts. We'll see you guys on Thursday for our first quarterfinal of the Amazon EU Masters. See you soon.
The damage is spreading. They've still got a lot to work with here as Hades jumps out. Moonlight Visualize back. It's gonna get blown up. What a stopwatch! Unleash power! Agresivoo goes down! And it just crumbles for Misfits Premier! But here comes the Pike. Here
It's
comes the Gangplank. It's the Build Water Bros. Lurox is gonna come.
Oh no!
Oh my word! It's bonkers!
Pruning a little bit more, and they're going to face check here.
There it is. That's going to be the kill. Didn't mark the spot, but they got the Realm Warp, and Dominant's going to be the one to be brought forward.
He's got the Leona form.
Looking to lock down. He has the Leona form. Has the Siphon. And Sinmivak gets the two-man Gnar back, but they don't have the Equalizer. Oh no. Oh no.
the Braum.
Oh my word. Has the flash. Look at secure to kill. Look at this damage. It's craziness. Has the W away. Chres is coming on the flank. Looking for the advanced wood. That's a double kill. Picked up for FLICKR. They've locked Hades in place. He cannot move as FLICKR would be looking for the triple kill.
Flash forward though, the exhaust immediately into Woolite Flash himself. They are going to be the trade back a little bit of damage here. You got to be very careful here as you know what this is. You're going to try and jump straight back forward and take a look at the Dark Passage is enough to keep him alive. The Glacial Fisher is on the 2, but there's only so much you can go on to that fight as the rest of Misfits Premier are here. The Aphelios hasn't even arrived and he's got red and white, so he wants to fight. Round 2 fight. They are going to land the hook down onto Huntera as he goes down to the Ren. No, one last auto attack from Dominant's going to be enough. Baka now looking like he's a little bit too far forward. Flashes away. They're able to kite out the turret. But this fight's a little bit too scrappy for you, Anthortus. You just can't get back onto top of this. Yes, you get the Baron, but you lose absolutely everybody. The Gwen falls to them from the depths, but the Heartbreaker on the back of this means that Levi has nowhere to go. Jactroll this time around will pick himself up the Rift Herald. They will get the taunt down, but just as Shlatan picks himself up the lantern, there is the gold card. There's the flash forward. Shlatan trying to see if he can take down Looker. They're going to try and just kite this one out. Flash forward, gold card into the Crescent Strike.